Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 278 of the Xbox in 10 podcast. Your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe in your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. The big game out last week was Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the Xbox One, and the games coming out this week include Parcel Corp, Aria History Untold, Beyond Galaxyland, Boomtown A Different Story, Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, Ducky Dash, Farmer Survivors, Ricky Recharge, Zombie Farm, 3 Minutes to Midnight, 63 Days, Cat Rescue Story, Creepy Tales, Some Other Place, Dark Light, Exographer, Games Advent Calendar 2024, Golfing in Aether, Lunacy St. Rhodes, Iron Meat, Monopoly, Night Shaders Remake, Shadows of Doubt, Pocket Harvest, Shiny Ski Resort, The Holy Gosh Darn, Zombie Survivors, Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition, Crossbow Blood Knight, EA Sports Football Club 25, Emergency Crew Volcano Eruption, Egg Boy, Insectum Epic Battle of Bugs, Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports, and Redneck Joe vs. the Swamp Zombies. As for our Game Pass update, here are some games that are either playable now and or coming soon. They include the following. You can now play Wargrove 2 on Cloud Console and PC, and then Frostpunk 2 on PC, and on September 24th, Aria History Untold on PC. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2024 broadcast details confirmed. Jordan Midler at Video Games Chronicle writes, Microsoft has announced its plans for its Tokyo Game Show broadcast. The presentation will be broadcast on September 26th at 6 a.m. Eastern. Microsoft has not announced how long the presentation will last. CEO of Microsoft Gaming Phil Spencer appeared in a social media video to announce the presentation. This year's broadcast will be available on Tokyo Game Show's official YouTube channel, as well as on select Xbox social channels. Xbox will also be present on the show floor during the event. It is expected that 250,000 visitors will attend the show, and it takes place from September 26th until September 29th. Leading off with that story is the main beat, because some of the heavy rumors have suggested that there will be a heavy Final Fantasy presence with Xbox at the Tokyo Game Show presentation, which is very exciting. If they want to compete at all or have any chance of staying alive in the Asian market, they need to have that Final Fantasy presence, as well as big support from Square Enix. The leading rumors are not that we will get Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth, but we will be getting Final Fantasy XVI and the Pixel remasters, which would be big enough onto its own. Let's see what Xbox is cooking next week. Number 2, next Battlefield will return to a modern setting and ditch specialists. Tom West at True Achievements writes, if you enjoyed shooting your way through the Battlefield 4 achievements, we have some great news. EA views Battlefield 4 and its predecessor as the pinnacle of the series, and the next Battlefield is returning to a modern setting. Battlefield 2042 didn't find a spot on our list of the best Xbox first-person shooter games, but perhaps the upcoming game will have better luck. While EA has been pretty vague about its plans for its so-called Battlefield universe, a recent IGN interview with the head of Respawn Entertainment and EA Studios general manager Vince Zampella has revealed some tidbits about the next mainline entry in the Battlefield series. Quote, I think we have to get back to the core of what Battlefield is and do that amazingly well, and then we'll see where it goes from there, end quote, Zampella said. Quote, but I think for me, it's that peak of Battlefieldness is in that Battlefield 3 and 4 days. So I think it's nostalgic for players, for me, for the teams even. Those are kind of the heyday, although I would say 1942 also, end quote. Elsewhere in the interview, Zampella said, quote, the core Battlefield players know what they want. They've been with us forever, they're amazing supporters. We need to earn their trust back and get them back on our side, end quote. Part of that is fleshing out the Battlefield experience. Quote, it's expanding out and getting more players into the universe and seeing what we can do, so when you want a different experience, you don't have to leave Battlefield. You can experience more things within the Battlefield universe, end quote. Battlefield 2042 introduced 128 player matches on Series X and S, which many players disliked as the maps were made much larger to cater to that many players. That resulted in the maps feeling empty, filled with open spaces, and losing the chaotic team-based fighting the series was known for. While Zampella didn't specifically say that 120 player matches are being dropped, there is a focus on a return to Battlefield's classic map design. Quote, the 128 player, did it make it more fun? Like, doing the number for the sake of the number doesn't make any sense. "We're testing everything around what's the most fun," end quote, Zampella said. Quote, "The maps, once they get to a certain scale, become different. It's a different play space, and I think you have to design around that. So we were designing something that is more akin to previous Battlefields. I'd rather have nice, dense, really nice, well-designed play spaces. Some of them are really good. I can't wait for you to see some of them," end quote. There's also some great news for the playable characters. Specialists are out and classes are back in. Quote, "I wasn't there for 2042. I don't know what the rationale was, but for me, it's like the team tried something new. You have to applaud that effort," end quote, Zampella said. Quote, "Not everybody liked it, but you gotta try things. It didn't work, it didn't fit. Specialists will not be coming back. So classes are kind of at the core of Battlefield, and we're going back to that," end quote. EA has the largest Battlefield team in franchise history working on the franchise's future. We don't know when we'll see the next mainline entry arrive, but reports have suggested it will launch sometime in October 2025, alongside a Warzone-style free-to-play Battlefield game. This is exciting. Battlefield 3 and 4 have some great core memories for me, and especially Bad Company 2, as well as 1942 back on 360. Having played some of 2042, it was totally fine, but I do think everything I didn't like about it was that it wasn't core Battlefield. Those more intense, tighter maps with less players, destructibility, obviously it was really good in 2042, and then the classes being missing. That's what makes Battlefield Battlefield. So they're saying all the right things. They got maybe the best man in the business at the helm to try to lead this new initiative in Vince Zampella. Thanks to him for the best Call of Duty games in Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, the originals, as well as Titanfall 1 and 2. Number 3, Electronic Arts revealed that Respawn is already working on the final chapter of the Star Wars Jedi trilogy. Arita Bhowmick at IGN writes, "Respawn Entertainment has recently launched Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Moreover, with regards to that, Electronic Arts has further revealed details regarding their final chapter of the trilogy series. During a presentation to investors, Electronic Arts President Laura Miele highlighted the company's success with the Star Wars franchise, stating, quote, "We have delivered some of the highest quality and best-selling Star Wars games of all time, generating over $5 billion in net bookings. This includes the Star Wars Jedi games, where over 40 million fans have followed Cal Kestis on his journey of becoming a powerful Jedi," end quote. She added that Respawn Entertainment is currently working hard to deliver the final chapter of this exciting story to players. Additionally, unlike previous titles in the series such as Jedi Fallen Order and 2023's Jedi Survivor, the upcoming sequel will be led by a different person. This follows the departure of director Stig Abnesen, who left Respawn Entertainment a year ago. Wanted this on the books, we knew this was happening, but it's so nice to finally hear them firmly confirm it. It does suck that Stig is not back to direct the game after really loving the last two, and to me, I can't wait till we get closer to the third game so I can go back and play Jedi Survivor. While I love the story of it, the experience just left such a sour taste in my mouth because the performance on Series X was so bad. By now, I'm sure they have fixed it, they better have fixed it, so I will be enjoying my return to that game whenever we get more details on this third entry in the trilogy. Number 4, Skate is officially launching into early access next year. Jordan Midler at Video Games Chronicle writes, EA and developer Full Circle have announced that Skate, which has been in playtest for over a year, will be released in early access next year. Full Circle provided little information about the early access release in its announcement on Tuesday, such as platforms. However, the game had already been previously announced for current consoles and PC. Players interested in the early access release can sign up on Skate Insider for more information, according to EA. Quote, "Over the last 2 years, the team has welcomed tens of thousands of individual playtesters into the city of San Vansterdam via the PC version, with console playtesting set to come in the fall of 2024, end quote, EA said. The start date for the console playtesting has yet to be revealed. In June, Full Circle teased more about the game's story, including the introduction of an in-game corporation, M-Corp. A trailer starring Tim Robinson was debuted at Summer Game Fest. Skate was revealed in June 2020 in a surprise announcement which broke EA's Twitter engagement record. The free-to-play game is the debut title from Full Circle, a Vancouver-based EA studio headed up by former Xbox Live general manager David McCullough, who spent 15 years with Microsoft's gaming business before departing in 2020. This is cool that even more people will get their hands on this game next year. As a kid growing up, I was hardcore into Tony Hawk Pro Skater, specifically on the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube, actually, and never quite got into Skate. When I got it on 360, it was a little too technical for me. I liked the more arcadey experience, but I did think it was really special how they did the controls with the right stick to do all the different tricks. This is obviously a cult classic game, and many people will be checking this out next year, so for the sake of this studio and their debut title, I do hope it's good. And number 5, Xbox Ambassadors program is ending after 13 years. Tom West at True Achievements writes, with community-focused programs like Xbox FanFest, the Xbox Insider Program, and Rewards with Xbox, Microsoft has revealed that the Xbox Ambassadors Program is ending. This current season will be the program's final as Microsoft looks to expand other services like Rewards with Xbox and Xbox Research. As announced on the Ambassador website, the current season will be the program's final as Microsoft is shuttering the website on October 15th. For the last 13 years, Xbox Ambassadors have been hosting live streams, providing feedback, and assisting the community, but that will come to an end next month. Quote, Xbox has evolved over the last decade, and with that the needs of our global community, end quote, Microsoft says. Quote, players are finding more value in engaging with us in other ways that will allow them to live our community values of making Xbox a place where everyone can have fun, including programs like FanFest, Xbox Insider Program, and Rewards with Xbox. Thanks to the work of this group, the chance for players to experience the joy of gaming is more global and inclusive than ever, and we believe that now is the right moment to bring the learnings and values of the Ambassador community and to all of our player engagement programs, end quote. Similar to the legacy Xbox Live Gold badges, Microsoft says that the Xbox Ambassador badge displayed on your Xbox profile will be updated to a new legacy variant to mark the end of the program. Wanted to include this, and while this is a very, very, very specific and small part of the community, still was an important program for Xbox over their last 13 years. I believe I was a member of it, but I didn't do anything actionable with it. Sunsetting the Xbox Ambassadors. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and since we're talking about Tokyo Game Show, well, let's learn a little bit more of it, thanks to Wikipedia. Tokyo Game Show, commonly known as TGS, is a video game trade fair and convention held annually in September, and the Makuhari Messe in Chiba, Japan, is presented by the Computer Entertainment Suppliers Association, CESA, and the Nikkei Business Publications, Inc. The main focus of the show is on Japanese games, but some international video game developers use it to showcase upcoming releases and related hardware. The duration of the event is 4 days. The first 2 days of Tokyo Game Show are open only to industry attendees, business, and the general public can attend during the final 2 days. Is Xbox going to hit a home run this year at Tokyo Game Show? Well, by the next episode, we will surely find out. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I haven't had too much time to game, a lot of work going on, but I'm continuing my journey through Astrobot on PS5, and just what an absolute joy that game is to play. My name is Brandon Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Brosen93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.